Keep it in.
I don't want him in this episode anymore. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Three Rivers Rundown. You got me and Joe, and I guess we'll bring Dom in. We'll bring him in. Guys, podcast number 16. First week of the NFL playoffs done. We're done with college football playoffs. There's just a championship game now. Man, how we feeling?
As you know, Steph and I are joined with a special guest, Tom from MySpace. To clap it up for Tom. It's spelled wrong down there. I think it says Dom.
Me.
Yeah.
I don't feel good at all right now.
Welcome,
don't
Tom.
feel good at all.
Feel great. Playoffs. Excited to watch some good football. Obviously, Steelers went down as expected, honestly, but I know we were trying to ride with them in our pick 'em. But
I'll be dead honest with you. I think I sent you guys the video, but it's like every day it gets closer to Steelers game day, I get like delusional and convince myself like there's no world in which we can lose this game. And so that loss really hurt me.
I also felt like that exact feeling about 17 different times during the game alone. Like when we were down 21-0, I was watching with Joe. I was like, we're okay. We score. I'm like, we're right back in this game.
Yep.
That's just delusion right there. We should have just known we were going to come back and win that
game. We can get into the Steelers game later because I feel like there's a lot to unpack with that. But let's go right into it and do our weekly recap. We can start off. We'll just do our pick'ems. Wow, man. Wow, were we bad? Like, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. If we tried to do this bad, I don't think we could have.
That's why I give.
We went 1 for 6.
That's right. Super Bowl matchup still alive.
Matchup.
Yeah. Mean, dude, you gotta root for something at this point. But yeah, absolute brutal beat for us guys. The only game we got right was the Bills Broncos. And I think it was Dom maybe said it, and I think we kind of all agreed. We thought the Bills were going to win, but we thought it was going to be a good game. So we were even wrong with that. It was
Hold on. Let's talk about how I picked the Rams, how I picked Philly, and how I picked who's the other team? Oh, Ravens.
Yeah,
you did.
Are we going to talk about that, or are we just going to ignore that?
No, we're going to move on to our.
I figured,
but so we want to talk about how good Dom did for his weekly wagon. He had Texas +6.
Thank you.
We had Joe with his team for the year. His team, Packers, +4.5. Didn't hit. We had me. I wanted a rematch. Vikings, Lions. I took Vikings -1.5. They lost. Rough. But if you guys remember from last week, if you tuned in, we said if we went 3 for 3 on the touchdown scores parlay, this week we would have a player prop bet for you guys. And wow, do I have something to tell you. Joe.
Yes, we do.
Joe took James Cook. Smacked it. James Cook touchdown. I took Kyron Williams. Boom. Smacked it. Dom. He really hates player props. He took Barkley, no touchdown. There will not be a player prop this week.
Wait a minute. Did you guys see what happened to Saquon at the end of the game?
Oh, yeah. Right call by him, though. Right call.
I disagree.
Right call.
Why?
Let's get down.
Get it over.
I guarantee you there's incentives with that touchdown. I guarantee you.
For playoffs?
Yes. Absolutely.
Well, that just shows
I'm not saying he's going to get.
Money's not a thing to him.
Well, I mean,
guy wants to win.
If I'm going to listen, he's going to win regardless. He was going to win that game. Listen, if there's like $50K on the line, I'm going to score.
Did you guys see the video of like Devontae Smith and all of them being like, keep going? Like, why are you stopping and everything? At the end of the video, they're like, at least go to the 10. So even they were kind of like, hey, get down, but like could have got more yards.
Devontae Smith was actually mad.
Oh, yeah, he was pissed.
He was actually mad.
Yeah, he was disgustingly pissed. But all right, guys. So because we didn't get it, we will not be doing player props this week. But we will continue with our weekly wagons and touchdown scores. And we will kick it off with weekly wagons. Dom, what you got for us?
So I got a possible Super Bowl type of game here. I honestly think these two teams, this is just my opinion. I know you guys will not agree with me. I think this is literally high level football right here. Baltimore is playing Buffalo in Buffalo. I love Baltimore right now. They're my favorite to win it all. I think Derrick Henry is going to have an absolute day. I am taking Baltimore minus 1.5, minus 108. Lock it in.
Okay. I don't know why you're saying we wouldn't agree with you. I think this is the best matchup in the playoffs this week.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about. So I think Baltimore's win it all. I think these are the two. I think these are possibly the two best teams in the entire NFL right now, including the NFC side.
Okay,
that's what I meant by that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I personally think the Bills are taking it all, but
I don't know, man. There's a reason why Baltimore's favored in Buffalo. Let me tell you, they're playing super well right now. I'm not saying Buffalo is not, but I think Baltimore has more pieces than Buffalo does.
Okay. All right. And do we know is Zay back?
Zay is back, I believe.
Okay. I figured. Joe, what do you got for us?
I'm going to go with Commanders, actually, on the road in Detroit, plus 9.5, minus 112 odds. I've been a fan of this team all year. I know they hit a slight rough patch, towards the later part of the season, but I think they're just a tough team all around. Dan Quinn's got that defense playing. They're flying around those guys, and honestly, that was the question mark more than Jaden Daniels coming into the season was how's the defense going to hold up, and he's turned them around. They're playing a good brand of football right now. You watch their game. That's a team that has fun. They're motivated. You can tell it's a tight group. And I think that stuff means a lot. As we get into January and February. So I'm going to go with the Commanders to cover on the road. I don't know if they'll win the game though, but I think it'll be good hard fought game.
That's a lot of points, man. That's a lot of points.
It is a lot of points. I mean, plus the Lions, they're maybe they're rested, but maybe might be a little rust coming out the gate. You never know.
And I think David Montgomery's back for the Lions.
He is.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but
yeah, I don't think that's going to
say that changes much for my pick.
Yeah.
Wait, Joe, how funny would it be if the Commanders beat Steph's Lions? Wow.
Could happen.
That would be. Listen, these last 5 weeks would be a nightmare.
I'm saying it right now. I am saying it right now. If the Commanders go out and beat the Lions, I will not be on next week's episode.
Yes.
I'm gonna need some time to recover.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't want to be there to have to pick them to go to the Super Bowl or to lose right before the Super Bowl. I want nothing to do with it. I want to stay away. And if they make it to the Super Bowl, I will not be on the Super Bowl episode either. I'm stating that from right. I'm taking it a step farther. If the Commanders win the Super Bowl, I will not be on another pod until the Commanders lose.
Wait, does preseason count?
Huh? Yes. Or no. I don't count preseason. I don't count
preseason.
Yeah, no.
Dude,
I will not be on another pod.
Can me and Joey have a say on this though? I don't agree.
Yeah, well, how are you just gonna back out? Like
no.
Like nothing's happened.
I want absolutely nothing to do with football until they lose a football game.
Well, just because of Terry screwing you?
Terry, Jaden Daniels, and last week.
You can see how mad he is.
Thoroughly upset. And you want to know what pissed me off even more is when Jaden Daniels threw a touchdown to Terry McLaurin. Oh, my blood was boiling. Hey, listen, Terry McLaurin at the beginning of the season, not kidding, was probably my favorite player in the NFL. Right now, he's the most hated person for me. I hate him more than anybody in the league right now.
I think you're blaming the wrong guys here. I think you got to blame the guy that started Jaden Daniels whenever they already clinched playoffs in week 18. I think you got to blame that guy first off. Mm-hmm. And then second off, I think you got to look at what Terry did to allow you to get to that point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just seems like you forgot about a lot in a short amount of time because it didn't go your way. What's going on? Can you speak on that?
It doesn't matter to me. When I needed him the most, he was like the Avatar. And he vanished in thin air when I needed him the most. It's not what you did for me in the past. It's what have you done for me recently? And he's done nothing but let me down.
There's no I in team. It's a collective effort. You could have leaned on someone else or the next two guys. You could have expected someone to step up. Why do you have to ride the bell cow every day?
There's no I in team, but there is a he in dickhead because he's a dickhead. Okay,
that's what I'm going to say. See,
that's what
I don't see it that way. I don't. But I don't think it is.
Yeah, but there's an HE and dickhead though. Don't forget.
I understand that. I don't know if that
just saying
lines up.
He lost me.
That's crazy.
He lost a fan.
Okay.
Maybe next year I feel different, but
so,
as of right now,
let me ask you this:
I will not see him.
Take away his points for each game scored in the playoffs. Do you still win each game?
100%.
I'd like a recount.
Me too.
Well,
ain't buying it.
Real quick, I made a trade, and if I didn't have Terry, I would have started Ladd McConkey, who had a 10 times better playoffs. And by the way, in the championship, put up 30 points.
So it sounds like a user error. Why'd you trade Ladd McConkey?
I got Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think there's a lot of blame being thrown out.
There's a lot of missing puzzles in this
at the wrong people.
Listen, all I know is that I believed in him when I shouldn't have. That just showed.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Question. You have a guy that works for you, right? And he always does good, but it's always on like little projects. Like he does good on little projects, right? The biggest project for you of the year makes you a bunch of money. Like this is an important project, and he comes in and absolutely demolishes you, does absolutely nothing, ruins the whole project. Now you have a bad rep to you. Who you blaming? Does that man still have a job? Question.
Yeah,
I think so as a job.
No,
because
he's fired.
You said you said it as soon as you started this scenario. You said you have a project and you're relying on someone else to get your work done. What the hell is that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, this is fantasy. I can't go.
Right.
I can't go.
Oh wait, yeah.
Then okay, but going back to that, then it's on you for making that trade.
Listen.
And relying on him.
Well, to be fair, even if
I drafted a better team,
if I didn't make the trade,
should have made a better trade.
If I didn't make the trade, it's going into the championship. I still would have started Terry over him. But that's what I'm saying is when the world needed him the most, he let us down. That's all I'm saying.
Now you're bringing all of us into it. It ain't the world. Listen, you can't bring all of us into this.
Also, with that being said,
let the world down.
Devon A-Chain, he's not off the hook either. He's on my naughty list also, getting me 5 points in a championship.
Yeah, well,
there was a lot of talking in the clubhouse, and we big changes for next year.
Well, I think you overstayed your welcome.
You know what? We're getting way off topic.
Yeah.
I still have my weekly pick'em or weekly wagon. And for mine, Dom, I know you said that this is a possible Super Bowl matchup, but I think my wagon is the most important playoff game and is going to be the best playoff game of the week. But it's not NFL. OH. OH.
Wow.
We're taking State -8.5.
Wow.
I think they stomped them. I think Texas is pretty much what I said is whoever wins the Ohio State-Texas game was going to beat whether it had been Notre Dame, Penn State.
Agreed. I said that
not
too.
A question. And I'm not a big college guy, but watching those games, the fact that Notre Dame and Penn State was as close as it was when Penn State literally didn't have an offensive weapon except for their tight end and 2 running backs. A receiver didn't record a stat, not a stat. And now you're going up against Ohio State, who's going to have a first-round drafted wide receiver. You're going to have arguably the best freshman in the country at receiver. One of them could have been Bama's wide receiver also.
He's the best freshman.
But absolute weapons on offense. I think they put up a crazy amount of points. I'm not a big Will Howard guy. I love Ohio State, but I'm not a big Will Howard guy. I think he gets the job done, but I just think they stomp him.
How many points are we talking here?
I'm going to say this. there's going to be a lot of people that quit watching because it got ugly quick.
I think Notre Dame's defense is really good.
Doesn't matter.
They are good. Their defense is good.
What's the over-under? Would anybody know what the over-under in that game is by chance?
I do not.
Just curious. I'm gonna guess 48. Or no, I'm gonna guess 47.
Joe, what do you think?
Around there. I'm gonna go lower.
No, you don't get to. Unless you pick this one number, it don't matter.
Unless I pick this one number.
Yeah.
47.
Don't pick that. I meant another number. It's 46.5. Dom was like, there was only one other number you could have picked, been close.
So I was the closest.
Dom said 47.
And a half.
No, I didn't.
And a half.
No, I didn't. I said 47.
Rewind the tape. Rewind the damn tape.
One sec.
All right, I believe you. You don't have to.
Wow, that's on me. I missed.
You didn't see anything up there. You didn't see anything.
Transcription.
We just called New York.
Oh, here he goes, dude.
They're wired in. Heard what they said.
Did you not hear Terry McCauley?
No. I just saw something, and it just boiled my blood. Is your headset on backwards?
No, I pushed this back.
Oh, okay. I just saw it. You turn your head, and I saw a mic going straight back. And
I wanted to hide. I wanted to hide it.
That's on me. My bad.
Stopped in its tracks.
I wanted to hide it. I swear.
Steph was just delivering a monologue.
I just did it a little
backwards.
That just got to me. My bad.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll put it up more.
I
like it behind. I just don't like seeing it behind.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to do our TD parlay now. Enough of that. I'm leading this one off because, number one, Dom's, yours upsets me. So I actually might not talk for yours. I'm going to go off screen. When you're done, tell me when to come back on. But for mine, taking Nico Collins. I know they're playing KC, tough defense, but Nico Collins
in the cold.
I just think Nico Collins is a stud, though. I don't think this is going to be that good of a game, but I think the Texans can score a touchdown or two. And if it is, I feel like Nico Collins has got to be the guy to get it. I just love him. Love him. He's the stud. Stroud actually looked pretty decent last week. He hasn't been looking that good, but he looked pretty good last week, especially against the Chargers D. So I think he continues off of that. Nico Collins scores a touchdown.
Love it. Do you want to go off screen? Oh, okay, Joe's going.
No.
Yeah.
You're last.
I'm going with AJ Brown. Similar to how you put it, someone's got to score. I think AJ Brown gets at least one of them.
I like it. Okay. I like it.
Plus 145. Decent odds.
Joe, let me ask you a question.
Tom? Yeah.
Serious question. Who's
serious answer, maybe.
Who's Steph's favorite college team outside of Pitt?
I mean, the past 2 months, apparently it's been Ohio State. No, I'm just kidding. He has been an Ohio State
alleged
fan. I mean, part-time fan, and I think he would agree with that.
Okay. Who is his weekly wagon?
This week?
Mm-hmm.
That's the Buckeyes.
So, I don't know why he doesn't like this guy after those two statements you just said.
Yeah, enlighten me. Okay.
So, what I decided to do, because I think this game is going to have a ton of points in it, especially if the number one seed in the NFC starts, scoring like crazy. I am taking Scary Terry to score plus 115. Like I said, I think there's going to be a lot of points in this game. I can see, even if it's a blowout, I think Washington's obviously going to be whizzing the ball around with Daniels, but I think Scary Terry's going to find the end zone for sure.
I like it. Okay. I like it. I mean, that's my weekly wagon, Commanders plus 9.5.
Hey.
And I don't think the Lions are only scoring 9 points. So I think someone's got to score. Why not Terry?
Yeah, it's honestly disgusting how he's hating on Terry McLaurin right now.
Yeah,
I don't know why. He's a Ohio State guy.
He had to find a scapegoat. I mean,
Yeah, but
for the Steelers, it's been Matt Canada, it's been Randy Fichtner. Yeah, sometimes it's the head honcho. So
I look at it differently though. Like if you like a school or a team that much, no matter where they end up, like you should never hate on them just because they went to that school. And on top of it, you made a good point earlier, Joe.
Yeah.
He got him pretty much to where he, in the fantasy playoffs and made a little run. I know he's saying that he would have won without him anyways, but he had a great regular season.
He did.
So
he did have a great regular season. He really turned it on.
He did.
I mean, yeah, but going back to what you said, I totally agree. You got to stick with your guys.
I guess, but
I mean, Ohio State. No, that was your point. I mean, you said if you're a fan of Ohio State, you got to stick with the Ohio State guys, and he's just trashing them, dragging them through the mud.
I love how we both have Washington things. I have a Washington score. You have Washington spread, and Steph Keeman being in this freaking podcast right now because of that.
Correct.
I actually hope he doesn't come back on the screen.
Yeah, what do we do without him?
I don't know.
Should we just sit here and maybe brush our shoulders off?
Or we can just like make a couple goofy faces and like some like crazy poses.
Just brush our shoulders off. Joe Swanson, legend. But this used to be a sports podcast.
So now it's just now we just say a couple prayers and
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe if we start like the pick'em segment, maybe he'll like something will trigger in his mind and he'll come back in.
Are you able to?
Are we doing pick'ems? Here, I'll add.
Oh yeah.
What I tell you, see, Dom? That's what I mean.
Thank you.
That's what I mean.
So, we can't really pick, I guess, anymore, but we can just predict on here and we'll keep track of it.
There we go.
Oh yeah. So what do we do? Is like we can't start like a new like.
No.
And that if in case you were wondering, we were not talking about you or anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're good.
I didn't think you guys were going to. I just had to take a quick leak, and I got back, heard pick'ems, and I was like, all right, time to go.
Did you patch it?
No.
So you're just actively leaking?
It happens.
Okay.
But all right, I'll lead it off this time. Joe, were you the third person last week?
I believe so.
So we'll go me, you, Dom.
Maybe.
I think it was because I think it went Dom, me, you.
Okay.
So we're just
I was.
But I'll start off first matchup. I think they're a really good team. Texans. Even though last week they played really good football, I still think they struggle a little. But I'm taking the Chiefs.
Okay. I'm also going the Chiefs, and I mean, I think the Texans are solid. I mean, they put up 32 points against arguably the best defense in the NFL this year, scoring defense. But I think it's going to be – they're not only going to be playing the Chiefs, they're going to be playing the cold too. It's real cold there in Kansas City all the time. Probably going to be like 12 degrees on this game. Houston boys aren't ready.
Give me Kansas City. Unanimous.
Right. Is that what you would have went?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
This one hurts me because I love riding with the boys. It's his lock. But I want to say the Bills. I do. But Dom killed it last week, and I don't like going against them, so give me the Ravens.
Yeah.
Give me the Ravens.
Yeah. Wait,
give me the Ravens. Give me the
Ravens. Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
Got to ride with the boys. Why
am I cheering for the Ravens so hard right now?
I don't know, but you just did like a yippee. Like,
I was so pumped.
You just did a yippee for the team that knocked us out of the playoffs.
Well, I knew that was going to happen anyway. So
all right.
I don't know.
We'll go Lions Commanders. I'm taking the Lions. But
I'm also on the line.
I think the Lions win by a touchdown. So Joe still covers.
Yeah.
I'm saying Lions by 9.
Yep.
Okay.
Works for me. I'm with the Lions as well.
All right. And then finally, Rams Eagles. This one is very interesting because
interesting.
The Eagles are a great team, but The Rams, man. Could be a scary team. Oh, no. My head's saying Eagles, but my heart's saying the Rams. And I was told from when I was real young, follow your heart. So, going Rams.
I am also going the Rams because they have one of the best weapons in football, if not the best weapon, in Sean McVay. Great coach. Guy wins. I mean, I think I don't want to say their exact record, but they've made it to the Super Bowl before with I think like under double-digit wins in the regular season, like within the last I don't know what 5-6 years. Would you guys say they've been to the Super Bowl a few times?
Was it Goff? Was he quarterback then?
Yeah, maybe it was Goff. Yeah. I'm not talking about the Super Bowl. They just won.
No, that was with Stafford.
Before that. But it's because of Sean McVay. The guy knows how to coach. He gets the players ready. And they're actually talking about that on the broadcast during that game. And I'm going to go with them on the road in Philly. They have one of the best offenses in the league. Can't convince me otherwise, especially now they're all healthy.
Yeah.
You know what, fellas? It's unanimous.
Wow.
And it was like that before you guys even picked.
Thank you, Dom.
Yeah.
I know you're a McVay guy too.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say it.
All right. And with that, our 4 teams moving on. We have Chiefs, Ravens, Lions, Rams.
Book it.
Anybody know what that pays?
CRLR.
I do not.
I think we go undefeated this week.
If we're just going money line, I don't know how good it would be.
I honestly feel really good about all these picks.
So we have
so if you put I got it, Steph.
Okay.
If you put $100 on it, you win $794.
Well, maybe don't listen to us, and if you do, we're idiots. Don't listen to us.
Put our weekly wagons on those too.
On top of that, you mean just a separate parlay, obviously.
Spread, yeah.
So that would be you had Commanders, I had Baltimore, and Steph had Ohio State.
What would that come out to?
I'm looking right now. It would be $100 would pay 600, or I'm sorry, yeah, $621.
All right.
It's actually a nice bet.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
All right, guys. We're getting right to that half-hour mark. Is there anything pressing you guys want to talk about? I know we want to talk about the Steeler game a little bit. What's going on there?
I'm over the game. I don't give a shit.
Well, I want to talk about next steps.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm over the game. Yeah. Whatever happened. But I do want to say, pleased with the Roonies right now. Even
I do want to say, and I think this is going to take me into my next point. But have you seen what all the Ravens players are saying and everything? Is they're like, the Steelers came out and the defense they played against them, they're like, it was just like silly. Like they were playing such risky defense and weren't doing anything. Like they were moving at will and like they were comfortable at halftime to go in 14-0. And
it was evident that is true because you see TJ Watt every other play. It felt like crashing, smashing Derrick Henry or Justice Hill, whoever was in.
Yeah.
And there's nobody coming up going to make a play on Lamar Jackson. Like you can't. It was like I thought I was seeing things. Honestly, Dom, we were freaking out. I was watching the game with Dom. Like we were like, what is going on?
The point I wanted to go to with this now being said, because like you said, I don't want to harp on the game too much, but I think that is just the story of the Steelers to where it's like we have all the talent in the world, and at what point are we going to point and be like, Tomlin's the problem, or OC's the problem, or DC's the problem?
Like options are getting slim. Well, got to start. I mean,
I get that, but
options of scapegoats are getting slim.
I would much rather the Steelers now go and trade Tomlin if a team's still willing to trade for him. Fire Tomlin, move on from everything. And I'm fine if the Steelers have a few down years where it's like we swing and miss on a couple people, but at least give us that opportunity. I'm tired of just being that mediocre team. We sneak into playoffs and then we're never a threat. Like nothing's going to happen. I'm fine if we're bad for a few seasons, get a couple good picks, reload, boom, we're back in it. Yeah. You know what I mean? But with Tomlin, it's not going to happen.
At what point do we finally make a move in the NFL draft to get a quarterback?
I don't know. I mean, that's really hard. I think it might be. I mean, you look around the league and you see guys that have found success in other places. Look at Geno Smith, or Stafford. Like these guys are. I mean, Geno Smith's playing the best ball of his career by far the last 2 years.
Yeah, but would you want Geno? Would you want Geno Smith as their quarterback next year?
No, but he was more of an example of like you could find success, and he would be better, I guess. In other places.
It's about that guy that will take you to the next level, though. And I don't think anybody that's a free agent this year is going to be able to do that for the Steelers. I think we need a nice, young, fresh quarterback and a new head coach like Cliff Clinsbury is a perfect hire for Pittsburgh right now.
I understand. I should have been more clear, but I was saying even trades.
Yeah,
there might be
McCarthy sitting out
something
there.
that can happen. No, no, he's not. They're not going to trade him. They already said that.
Or Darnold.
No,
they're keeping both.
They might re-sign Darnold. Darnold, I think, was on a 1-year deal, maybe 2. He might be going back, but
shoot,
that's another story. But like I'm saying, maybe you trade for someone. I don't know who that would be. Maybe a Justin Herbert or something like that. Who knows? But I feel like that same kind of idea goes along with coaching too, is you could find success in other places. You look at Andy Reid, you look at Sean Payton just turned around the Broncos that have been a historically bad franchise, just bad luck, honestly, I guess, ever since Payton left. I don't know. I think it's time for a change in Pittsburgh.
What I'm tired of hearing is it's like the Steeler way. Like, it's like everyone's like, you've had 3 coaches since 1969. Well, it's like, okay, we hit with Chuck Noll for sure. Then you hit with Cowher. He had a short career. Then you hit with Tomlin for a little. Okay, it's not working out. Move on. But the Steelers have some sort of pride on being like, oh, yeah, like since 69, we've had 3 head coaches, which it's cool to say.
It is cool.
But you're not going to win.
What does that do?
You're not going to win. Exactly.
We're in the range. We're in the range now where it's like we've had 4 coaches since 1969. You're like, oh, wow, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that's good too.
Exactly. But I think go ahead, dog.
All right. I was just gonna say I don't think nobody gives a fuck how many head coaches we have.
No one does. It's just a feather in the cap.
Yeah.
I think it's the Rooneys. The Rooneys take pride in that.
I mean,
why?
And they're proud of how they do things. I mean, they do things the same way. That's why Steeler way is even.
I forget where I heard this, but I think this is such a good comparison. Is Mike Tomlin is the same exact person as Mike McCarthy.
Very similar. I mean.
Everyone for Tomlin, the reason why I feel like the Rooneys don't get rid of him is because he does have a Super Bowl win under his belt. That was easily over a decade ago. How many? 14, 15 years now. And it's like he does good in the regular season. We make the playoffs, and then we do nothing in the playoffs. In our last 4 playoff appearances, in the first half, we've been outscored 117-7. What is that? He's a defensive-minded coach, and that's what we're getting?
That's what I mean. That's
another thing is with him, it doesn't matter who you hire. At least at defense coordinator, I don't want to speak too much on offense, but the defense coordinator doesn't really matter if you have Tomlin. Tomlin is the D coordinator. You just have a guy who has that title.
Who calls the plays. I mean,
exactly.
It's all Tomlin's scheme and defense, but – Tara Austin executes the game plan. But
see, I was thinking about it too. Brian Flores. Imagine if we would have actually kept him here and gave him the reins to the defense, been like, hey, this is your defense. Tomlin, you're going to have nothing to do with it. Minnesota Vikings last season, what were they ranked in for defense? Like 31st? Something super low. Now this year they're 15th.
Yeah.
And they don't have anywhere near the talent we have on defense. And they lost their best defensive player in Hunter. Mm-hmm. And they got better. Now,
they had some good signings, but great coaching.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is put him with the highest paid defense in the NFL.
Fuck yeah.
That's what.
I'm not going to lie. Our defense was much better last year.
Yeah.
Our defense was much better, I think.
This is gonna hurt for me to say, but the highest paid defense thing, we got to get away from that. Absolutely love TJ Watt. Not saying like he's the guy to get rid of. I think he's getting paid too much.
Mm-hmm.
But by me saying that, he deserves that money. But I'm saying for us, by having him, it's showing. It's not helping. We've never won a playoff game with him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Another person, Minka.
But
Minka, he's getting paid too much. He's still a great player, but the money he's getting paid is to be a ball hawk playmaker. He has not been that for how many seasons now? Why is he getting that money?
Yeah, well,
the only one that's getting
another one.
Cam Hayward's the only one that's getting paid like reasonably and is out there doing,
Cam
his
Hayward
job.
Is like wine. The older he gets, the better it is. It's unreal.
100%.
It's unreal. I feel like every single season he gets better. Every year he gets better.
We've been waiting for like 3 years for him to slow down. And he just hasn't.
He's gotten better.
Dude, he's literally gotten better. First team All Pro.
Yeah, I would say this was arguably his best season of his career. What is he, like 30 something, 34?
Yeah,
maybe not that old.
No, yeah, he is.
He's
he might be like 35, 36, honestly.
But
love that dude.
Moral of the story is, I think the number one issue we have to solve is our defense. Obviously, our defense is good while our offense is bad, but I also think by having that high of a paid defense, it hinders what you could do with your offense.
It does. That's why we don't have a 2 receiver.
Yeah.
Like a good one. I'm not saying like a Tyler Boyd or a Van Jefferson. Talking someone with some pedigree.
Which, real quick, I do want to come back to the Steelers talk, but I think it's kind of funny. Deontay Johnson just got waived. 4 teams, 1 year.
Yeah. What's going on with him?
So from what I read is he was just like complaining about like his targets and like his snap count and everything. It's like, dude, you're on a new team, like into playoffs. You can't expect them just to throw you in right away. And having a bad attitude also, like, no wonder you got released then.
But like, bro, they just picked you up.
Yeah.
What do you mean talking about snap count going into the playoffs? You're a depth piece.
Yeah.
It's weird though, because he was actually doing really well in Carolina. Like really well.
Yeah.
And it's like it seemed like it was the right move by him, and then all of a sudden, like, shit just hit the fan.
Yeah. Well, he got traded.
Yeah.
Right. And I know that. I'm just saying, like, he obviously got traded for some reason. Went to Baltimore, got cut after like a week for some reason.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say then he went to Houston, got cut.
I don't think anything happened in Carolina. I think they were just trying to get draft capital.
Yeah.
And they just got rid of him.
And also, I think they kind of looked at it too for Carolina is you have Adam Thielen already as that veteran presence. So you don't need like a veteran receiver on your team. You have Thielen. And then they just drafted Xavier Legette, who it's like they want him to play and they want him to develop to become like part of their future. So they probably just looked at it. Hey, we're having this is a bad season. Let's get him off our hands, get another pick, and keep on the rebuilding process.
Yeah.
Hey, props
by them. Good
there's nothing he could have brought to that team. Nothing like for like off-field value is they've already had Adam Thielen. So it's not like he could come in there and be like, oh, I've been in the league X amount of time. This is what I can like show you how a professional acts. There's nothing he could have done that Adam Thielen isn't already doing there. So I think that's why they're just kind of like, all right, we'll move on from him. Nothing negative towards him with that statement either, saying like he's bad. I'm just saying they have Thielen. Yeah. Why have 2 of them if you're trying to rebuild?
Props to Bryce Young, by the way. Talk about getting benched. And he came out and started balling.
Yeah.
Turned it around. He was
balling, dude.
How many seasons did he end? I forget. I saw a list
Atlanta,
on how many.
I think there was 2. I don't think it was
2 or 3. 2 or
Maybe
3.
it was 3.
But he played well down the stretch the whole rest of the year.
Dude.
Should have beat the Chiefs.
Had a tight game with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Put up
3
45
points,
against Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it too? Week 18, he had 3
Against
passing
Atlanta.
and 2 rushing touchdowns. Yeah. Love that.
For him.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. He seems like a good dude. Not that I know him by any means, but
And it's funny too, because let's just say the past, like, not counting playoffs since he wasn't a part of the playoffs, but like the last like 5, maybe 6 weeks, if you look at him and CJ Stroud next to each other, you'd be like, oh, well, Bryce Young's obviously the superior quarterback.
100%.
Yeah.
And it could be the case. I don't know, but I'm saying, like, especially from like last year to beginning of this season, everyone's like, oh, Bryce Young was a bust and CJ Stroud is like the golden child. And now that narrative kind of switched a little in like last third of the season.
It's true.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah. Glad to see him doing well. I mean, he was really put through the ringer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I don't
hard
think
to come back from.
I don't think he really deserved the benching either.
I don't know if it was necessarily like a negative thing as like people took it. I think it was more of like Carolina's just like put in Dalton and kind of show him like how like a veteran handles himself in situations. Granted, if Dalton didn't get hurt, maybe he started the whole rest of the season. But I don't think Carolina was ever like, yeah, we're just done with him. We're starting Dalton. I mean, he's just done.
Fire the coaching staff.
But still, you don't draft a guy with the number one overall pick a year prior and give him a season and a few games and be like, yeah, we're done.
Look at what we did to Kenny. He looked really bad.
I know Kenny's not the number 1 pick, but still a first rounder.
But also, I don't think Kenny's was like we didn't believe in him. I think what it was is we brought in a veteran to play with him and teach him also. And then Kenny Pickett was kind of like, no, I want out of here. And like he kind of made the fuss about it. Honestly, if Kenny Pickett didn't make that fuss, he's still a Steeler. And he starts at the beginning of the season. Who knows what he does with us? But that was on him. I don't think that was on the Steelers organization being like, oh, we just lost faith. And I do want to say there's also a big difference between the number 1 and number 20 pick.
No, I understand.
When you reached for that guy with the 20th pick.
I agree with that. I'm just saying first rounders is the first rounders first round. But
fair.
Another thing I just thought of is how about you guys see everything with Deshaun Watson, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a chance he could be done.
They might cut him.
Why wouldn't they?
Well, for money purposes, but they're saying there's like a whole thing where he posted a TikTok where he didn't have his boot on. And the like team doctor came out and was like, oh, after surgery, it's 10 weeks of recovery with a boot that you have to have on. And he posted some TikTok or something 8 weeks after without his boot on. And then he ruptured his Achilles. And they're saying like, oh, if they find out it's because he wasn't wearing his boot and wasn't like taking the right precautions, they can cut him and not owe him a single dollar. So that's like they're saying like a TikTok.
They're really looking into this thing.
Yeah, but they need proof. They need proof then to be like, oh, like, but that TikTok is like what really started stirring it up now, being like, hey, if he's doing TikToks without a boot when it's like he's mandated, hey, put on a boot, that's like breaching your contract. They can cut him if they find out it's true.
That'd be best case scenario for them.
Worst case scenario for Pittsburgh.
True.
I would love for the Browns to keep that freaking paycheck on their books.
I mean,
love it.
Still think they're cursed regardless.
I do too, bro.
Now they have to find a quarterback. I mean,
it's similar situation as us.
I still say screw it. Go. They have what pick? They could get a quarterback.
They're supposed to get
they're top 3, right?
Are there any?
They're top 3
quarterbacks.
Dude, Cam Ward's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah,
I'm not sold on him. I'm not sold on him.
I do like Cam Ward, but I don't know. I'm not high at all on this quarterback class. Like one bit, to be truthful.
Did Ewer say is he transferring or staying in college, or is he still going in the draft? Because granted, this video could have been much older, but I thought it was after the Ohio State loss, and somebody asked him if they thought he'd still be in college next year, and he said no, and then he was like, "But you never know what the future can hold." So it's like I think he plans on it.
Depends. I think it depends on what if a school offers him a certain amount of money.
Gotcha.
I think there are offers out there.
He won't be Texas again. That's Manning's team now.
Yeah,
for sure.
Dude,
Carson Beck, he just went to Miami, right?
Yeah, with his girlfriend.
Yep.
He should go to Oregon.
Who?
Quinn.
Yeah.
Quinn. Dude, what about like Bama or Georgia?
I don't.
Who does Bama have right now? It's Milroe.
Yeah.
He's going to the draft.
Milroe's gone.
Okay.
Joe, what about Ohio State?
Ohio State. Well,
are you allowed to go back there?
Yeah, he could transfer back.
I think Will Howard. This was his 5th year, senior year.
Will Howard's done.
I think he probably was in COVID. Could play if he still wants or whatnot.
No,
he's gone for sure.
He's done. Yeah,
he declared.
He has his eligibility is done.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, if this is his 5th year, wouldn't he have been there for COVID?
That's probably his.
That would have been like his freshman or sophomore year.
I saw where like future quarterbacks for teams next year, and he was not the starter for Ohio State. So I don't know if that means he declared or if his eligibility's up.
Yeah,
obviously one of the two, but I don't think he would transfer. I mean, if you're natty, but
you think Penn State fans are happy that Aller's coming back?
Yeah, why not? I mean, he's seasoned vet at this point. I mean, he made a mistake in the Final Four, but
yeah.
I mean, they had the game won. They literally were going to win the game. I mean, stupid mistakes.
I think he played a horrible game all around.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
With that being said, I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I don't know how that will translate to the NFL, but college-wise, I thought he was a very good quarterback. But that game, he just looked lost. How many? Yeah. I think he threw 2 interceptions in the end zone that were both called back too.
Yeah, at least one. One.
Well, I know he had 2 interceptions for sure that were called back, and 1 for sure was in the end zone. I thought maybe it was 2, but then at the end of the game, I mean, just looked bad.
Yeah.
He got puckered. Pressure got to him.
I'm trying to think of like other places yours can go. I don't know.
What's going on with Georgia?
That's what I said. Georgia. Bama,
yeah, Georgia.
LSU.
I was thinking LSU, but I didn't know.
Did you guys see for when he got strip sacked, the guy that sacked him was his roommate?
Yeah. Jack Sawyer.
Yeah, what a story. What a story.
They're boys, dude. They're boys. Yeah.
And then after the sack, it's like you pretty much just lost not pretty much. You did just lose your chance to play in a national championship from like one of your good buddies. And like he obviously he was probably upset, but like he was smiling and like laughing with him afterwards.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're like good buddies.
That's wild.
Imagine you doing that to me, Steph.
So I'm teabagging you.
Yeah.
I ain't even thinking to pick up the ball and go for a touchdown. I'm just teabagging you.
Just totally disrespect me.
No, that's like me doing that to Joe, freshman year roommate.
Well, you guys are cousins.
Well, no. I'm saying because they're freshman year of college, they were roommates.
No, I know.
Me and Joe freshman year were roommates.
That's like you and Tremp.
Yeah. Tremp would have never made it on the field, though. I'm only saying that because he's not going to listen to this.
It's all state.
He was all state.
What position?
Crazy.
Position.
Linebacker. Dude, he's small guy too.
What high school?
987 tackles in 1 year.
He didn't have that much. Wellsboro, Northern PA. It's right. It's real close to the Little League World Series area. Yeah.
But it's close to the New York border.
From his stats wise, he was a dog. He had 100+ tackles a senior year and everything. But you bring him to the WPIAL, he ain't doing that. He ain't doing that. He knows. I tell him all the time, you ain't doing that. You ain't doing that. In high school, I'm not kidding. I think he was 5'7", 5'8", 160 middle linebacker.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
He might have been a little bit heavier, but
wasn't he a middle linebacker though? I thought he was outside linebacker.
He started as outside as a freshman, I think, and then by his senior year he was middle. Yeah, and then it was funny too because I used to always joke around with him, and be like, "Dude, you come to WPIAL football, you ain't coming close to doing that." And, like he would show me his highlight tape. This one highlight, he like clotheslines this kid. I'm not kidding. Kid might have been 5'4". Might have been like, just a tiny dude. Like I always joke around with him. He goes, "All right, dude, calm down. Like they're the worst team in the league." Like,
imagine he watches this episode and sees this scene.
Hey, nothing I haven't told him before.
It's true.
I think too.
Wait, they're talking about me?
Yeah, and I think another reason too why they made it to States is his team was like really good his senior year. They won like their conference and everything. Had a really good season, so. I think just being one of the star players on that team, good look.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I think their quarterback that year was only a sophomore too. He was like the fullback. He wasn't the running back. He was a fullback who got it. He was like a Franco Harris kind of fullback.
I love
the ball a lot.
Yeah.
Like a little Ron McClain.
Yeah. Or Allstott.
Mikey.
Stud.
All right, guys. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Enjoy the games this weekend. Go Baltimore.
I think that's it.
I have a parlay with them, so I got to root for them.
I know, but like, don't end the podcast saying "Go Baltimore."
Yeah, no.
I just did though.
Can you retract that?
No, but we can retract them.
All right, don't listen to whatever he just said.
No.
You can't listen. Like, you can't do that. I'd be pissed if
What?
Wait,
what was that?
I wasn't expecting to go back on the screen.
But hey, guys, I think I say this every week, and every week it just gets closer to being there, right? But we're getting real close to the end of the season. We have one more college game left. We have 3 more weeks if you count the Pro Bowl, but 3 more weeks of NFL. Enjoy it. Make sure you get your bets in. It's a long, cold off season. Seems like it takes forever to get here, and boom, it's done in the blink of an eye. So enjoy it every game. But we haven't done this in a while either. But I have a weekly question for anyone who's watching this.
Let's go.
So we're obviously getting to the end of the season. What would you like this podcast to be in the off season? Would you guys still like to see a sports podcast where we just talk about other sports going on? Maybe baseball, hockey, basketball, continue with UFC, stuff like that? Or would you like it more of like us 3 just come on here, shoot the ship, talk about anything, just enjoy our times here? Or would you like to see both? Let us know.
We can go look for Bigfoot every once in a while too.
Well, if you would like to see that, please let us know in the comments.
We will do it.
We're fairly experienced on this subject, so let us know.
Real quick, you know what I've been getting into on YouTube that we should do? There's like areas where you can go and gold pan. Go gold panning.
What's that?
Oh, dude.
It's where you literally just go. It's like there's like buildings or like lots of land where people start businesses and they know there's gold on the land. So you pay an X amount of dollars, whatever your fee is, and they'll give you a certain amount of buckets or whatever. And you go out and you dig up the dirt and then you put it in the thing. And then you go back and you pan the dirt out and you can find your own gold.
I'm literally going to dig for hours.
Well, no, you don't want to dig. Can't. Yeah.
You just grab the loose shit right there.
I'm going into it though.
Or we could go to Alaska and go to the Bone Ranch. Go find prehistoric bones. They're not fossils yet. I guess not prehistoric. There's like mammoths and stuff in there.
Dude, I would love to go to Alaska.
I would love to go to Alaska.
Real quick, before we end this podcast, Dom, Jed, don't say a word. I want to know what you think would happen here. Joe, we just get done with college. Maybe it's like a few months after or whatever. And Joe calls me up one day.
Time out, though. Time out. This was like a year and a half ago.
No, it was
like
not.
2 years ago. Yes, it was.
We just got out of college because this is why I said, let me talk.
No.
So this is how I know for sure we just got out of college, because his exact words were, he goes, Steph, like, just, it was a random Tuesday, right? Yeah. He goes, Steph, I have an idea. I'm like, let's hear it, Joe. He goes, like, before, like, we get, like legit jobs and, like, we have kids and stuff like that, he goes, let's go and, like, camp in Alaska for a few weeks. And I'm like, oh, yeah, Joe, it sounds great. Like, I would love to do that. He goes, yeah, dude, like, but, like, not at, like, a camping area. Okay, now I'm kind of worried. Well, Joe, what do you mean? He goes, dude, we just take backpacks and we take our cousin JR, who he's like an adventure guy and knows how to survive a little. He goes, and we just go out in the woods and survive. I'm like, Joe, we will be
dead serious?
Dead serious, and he thinks we'd make it. I said max 2 days.
Steph completely max. And utterly. I'm texting our other cousin right now.
He's like, hey, we're still doing this Alaska trip.
and utterly, like, really blew this up and really talked it up. It wasn't as serious as he was saying. I did say I wanted to go camp in a tent, maybe somewhere like not even necessarily like in the woods, but like by like a stream of water and just like do whatever, just fishing and whatever.
But why wouldn't you just stay in a cabin?
That's way different experience.
That is, I will say, but
it's enjoyment though. You can enjoy it.
I'm not looking for luxury. I want to be.
Wait. Yeah, Dom, you can enjoy being in a tent.
Yeah, but three bigger dudes.
You get your own
12-person tent. I mean,
or separate tent. What do you mean?
I didn't know that.
We're not in a square tent, all cuddling up and stuff. Like,
jeez, dude. But I thought it would be cool to like go and we'll take like perishables and stuff, and we could cook our own shit. We could fish and get our own dinner, like shit like that. I thought it's pretty cool. Is it not?
I would like to go to Alaska.
And you know what? It was, and I will say, I was inspired and influenced by Alone. The show's called Alone on Netflix. And
yeah.
If honestly, good watch. I recommend watching it. It's an easy watch. Basically, they just drop 10 to 12 people in Alaska and remote parts of Alaska with different terrains, different like all different stuff, and they can only bring X amount of items. I don't know how many exactly it was, but and you just have to survive. And the last one standing. So you have to know how to hunt. You have to know how to forage. You have to know how to build forts. You have to know how to, build fires, maintain fires. And the last one that is left, basically, last one to tap out wins like $1 million. That's crazy. It's an intense show. Like, honestly, you guys should watch it. It's really good.
Interesting.
But I thought it would be cool to go with my cousins. Have have a good time. Maybe a couple of drinks.
Say what's good and a couple thanks.
Go fishing,
Yeah,
experience.
Charging at us. What do we do?
Fucking chop its legs out. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. He has no idea.
We'll scatter. We'll scatter. He'll get confused, and
then one of us is screwed for sure. We're not even teaming up on him.
No, we have a plan. We have a plan. We wanted to chase
is you're
JR.
willing to risk me or JR's lives.
For a brief moment, yeah, but it would be it wouldn't be you. It would be JR run because he's probably the fastest. So he's gonna run. Moose is gonna follow him. Me and you're gonna reroute and just T-bone this guy.
Can I ask you a question? JR starts running. We're standing there. Why does he chase JR, not just come for us?
Because we're all running like look. We're all running like this on this path, right? He's right here behind us, okay? Mm-hmm. And we all split off, and he's just going to stay straight with JR. Me and you are going to go like this.
What if he makes a Rico?
If he makes a Rico,
you're in
hopefully
trouble.
It's you and not me.
You're in trouble, man.
Actually, no. You know what? We might need him to make a Rico, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Steph, I have so much confidence in you.
Dude,
because
I'm none.
because look, now JR's the Rico, I guess, on this will be
Louis.
I'm backwards right now, so I'm trying
You're
to
Louis.
explain. But he makes a Rico, me and you make a slight Louis, and then we start coming back right, and he comes back and we T-bone the Moose.
But not
I think we got it, dude. I swear
twist.
to God.
JR makes a Rico, we make a slight Louis. All of a sudden he makes a slight Louis.
Or or me and you just grab on either side of the antler. That Moose is coming down. That Moose is coming down, dude.
Wait, real quick. I don't know why I just thought of this, but when you were talking about the TV show Alone, there was. Do you guys know the YouTuber Eric?
Negative.
I don't.
He's like a newer YouTube. Well, not new anymore. He's been around for a few years, but like his like how he got pretty much famous is like he would like sneak into places like events, like he'd sneak into the Super Bowl, stuff like that.
I've seen this guy.
Well, his most recent. Well, I don't know if it's the most recent. The most recent one I saw is him and a bunch of his buddies went to Disney World, and they wanted to see who could stay in Disney World the longest. And like sleeping overnight, and the only catch was they weren't allowed to spend $1. So food, like how they stayed and everything had to be completely for free. And I'm gonna ruin it just so you guys know if you do end up going and watching it. But there's the one guy on their team was like dedicated. And let me backtrack. He does challenges like this, and he has like a WWE style like belt. And whoever wins like those challenges gets the belt. And that's like the coveted prize for his friends group is like, you want that belt. So there's the one guy who's never got the belt before. They're making it through days, like sleeping outside, like begging people to sleep on the floor in their hotel room, like getting free food, taking it from trash, like just funny stuff. And at the end of the video, it was him and this one girl left. And they just show him from day 4 to day 7. And he thought the girl was still in the video the whole time. And it was just pretty much him just living in Disney World for 3 days. She left on the 4th day. He lived there for a week and they never told him or anything. It's so funny.
Was he in the park?
In the park the whole time, which like you can't do. Like
yeah, so he was like he was hiding.
Yeah. Like you could be in the park, but at night when they close it down, they'd have like a bunch of security out and everything. And it was
so part of the game is if you get caught, then you're out.
Yeah, if they kick you out, then you're done. So that's how like people would slowly get out and everything. Dude, it was so funny. He just stayed there.
There's probably a big fine if you get caught.
Probably.
I would.
You know what they did is this was kind of smart. Is right when they got to the park on the first day, the one guy went up and told him like, "Oh yeah, it's my birthday." So they gave him like a birthday pin, said like "Happy Birthday," and he would just go up to the place, and be like, "Hey, it's my birthday. Can I get anything for free?" They're giving him chicken fingers, fries. He's getting ice cream, like ate for a full day completely for free just because he's like, hey, It's my birthday.
Smart.
So
like
I would have done that every day.
Hack.
I love that.
Yeah. But hey, just so everyone knows, that's a little taste on if you guys don't want us to talk about sports during the off season, we could do stuff like that. Talk about random stuff. Let us know in the comments. Any final words from you guys? Anything else you want to talk about? Are we good to go?
Namaste.
What? Wait, what?
Namaste.
What do you say?
Namaste.
Okay.
Dom, tell the listeners what they have to do.
Like, subscribe, comment, share. Go to TikTok. We have a TikTok page now. We're still waiting on Joey to make the Instagram page. I don't know what he's doing up there, but he will make it soon. YouTube Shorts, and like, comment everything you possibly can. And just let us know what you want us to do. We're open. Just like Steph said, we're open. So
we're out of here, guys. Peace.